I shut my eyes in order to see. Paul Gauguin. Hello everyone, welcome back to FireFly Moon Channel, the tarot channel for all things moon sign related and moon cyclical related. This new moon is going to be the new moon in Pisces, which is also known as the Dreamer's Moon, and in the Almanac Harvest realm, it is known as the Worm Moon. So what we're seeing out of this moon, obviously the Dreamer's Moon. Now, it's all about, it's got that Neptunian energy to it. So the moon is, got that Neptunian energy where it's, or Pisces, apologies. It's very watery, it's changeable, it's heedless of boundaries. During this time, this Dreamer's Moon, it is about, obviously, those dreams of yours, those desires of yours, those wants, those wishes, that right now you're really feeling more like, instead of pushing those dreams to the back burner or trying to use reason to denigrate, or eliminate or disintegrate in some way those dreams that you have, you're going to feel this urge to stay connected to those dreams, to believe in those dreams. This is not the season for rationale. Now, very interestingly enough, the first full moon of 2023 was a Piscean moon, which was all very emotional, very love-driven. If you want, you can watch my video on that, obviously, for your sign. Very inspiring, and that kind of like tumultuous, emotional energy is going to stick around for the entirety of the year for water signs. It was still very strong for everyone else who felt it as well. Now, I know as Earth sign, because thank you, my Earth signs, for being here. I forgot to mention that. So my Taurus, Virgos, and Capricorns. This is your reading. Now, it's obviously Earth is the only actual element out of all of them: fire, air, water, and earth. Earth is obviously the only one that's actually stable and rooted. Everything else can pick up and flow. The air you breathe one day in Alaska will be breathed another day in Japan. The water that flows through Africa from the Blue Nile all the way up, and the White Nile exits into the Mediterranean Sea. Fire, as we saw in Australia and places, it can just hop and skip and jump all over a continent, and in the Brazilian forest. So also it's driven by the sun, fire is an element of the sun, which illuminates all things. It literally shines over half the globe at a time. Now, since this is very watery, this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Like, as far as your new manifestations go, you're going to continue to want to do that earthly thing where you set down principles and set down structure and planning into whatever it is, and you disassociate from your dreams. Like, they're just not practical or rational. You don't even remember your dreams maybe half the time. You don't want to talk about dreams. So this new moon about manifesting is all about these dreams that you have. Now, maybe your dreams are rooted in the more practical. They're not as ethereal as other people's. So maybe it's not as big of a deal to you, but this is just going to be your manifestation time. Is what I would recommend is go outside. Like, just accept things outside your box, kind of be inspired by the dreams, but you don't have to follow them, but let them, kind of sway your emotion and sway your interaction with people around you, the places around you for a little while, you know? Don't try to question why you're feeling that way or doing that thing. Just kind of slowly accept things a little bit for the now. It's also going to be it's a really hard time or a difficult time to express or articulate one's feelings. So it's, like I already mentioned, it's not for concrete planning, which is hard for you to do. I get that. Just see how you feel about it. It is a time for wishful thinking, daydreaming, and fantasizing. And, you know, where you could get into trouble is because you're such a rational mind, you may end up in a mind box a little bit more often during this time, and that's not a good place for you. Like normally it is, but this is a time in the universe, like it won't be very long. A new moon, it should only last a cycle of 3 to 4 days as it wanes and waxes. So just don't let it don't let the rational side get in the way of the progress or your daily enjoyment at this time. All right, our earth signs. Now, I have already shuffled the cards and I have cleansed the space. So I am going to go directly into the reading. And what I did want to mention earlier, like when I was shuffling, when I was trying to find the moon card always represents things that are hidden from you, right? Things that need to come to light, or realizing things that you're hiding from yourself, the illumination of things. But either way, it's either hidden from you now or it was hidden from you and you're trying to unearth it. Now, trying to find the moon card, it was like this one. It was because I changed it because I'm going to use this for clarifiers if I need to. It was literally the second to last card, and I asked Spirit to guide me where it was, and Spirit was just not interested. It wanted to guide me away from it, so it wanted to keep me from finding something out. Now, this may be relevant to some of you. There may be something that is being kept from you for your own good. Now, also, please, Spirit, guide my earth signs for their highest good during this Pisces new moon. What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? And what advice can be offered from Spirit's guidance do you offer for their highest good? Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm not getting anywhere with these cards, so I tried to speak it out loud. What's very interesting, it's kind of like the way this is flowing now too. Like when I shuffled all these cards, I have never had such a clean shuffle. Like everything just seemed to flow into place. Like, I don't know, air floating in the, a breeze flowing through a tree. Just, it felt right. Sorry, all of a sudden I feel like I need to do this. Oh, look at that. The first time it wasn't nice. Okay. Maybe that's why. Things could be going along smoothly. Okay, so things can be going along really smoothly right now for you, and you're about to hit a kind of a curve in the road. You're about to stub your toe on an uneven cement brick or something, or you're about to trip on a step. For every 8,000 steps we take or something like that, there's one misstep. So there's definitely a smoothness that was happening. It's about to get disrupted in some way, which, like I said, makes sense for you during this energy because it's very antithesis to a normal earth sign energy. Now, of course, you are getting earth a lot here. I mean, it still looks good. Though I don't read reversals, this Nine of Earth did come out in reverse, and I think it is telling me something about the hiccup might have to do with your finances. I'm going to Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, please, Spirit. So it might cause you to have to rethink an investment, is what I'm getting, or there's or an investment isn't panning out right away. It will still pan out. Thank you, Taurus. Thank you very much. It still will pan out. It's just there's something is causing a hiccup. Now I'm not seeing it has to do with paperwork. I think it might be, maybe possibly if some of you are involved in an industry that deals with regulations, whether that's zoning, whether that's labor, it might be a new regulation. I feel like that with this Fool, like something that you didn't have, like that literally it's making you go back and have to kind of readjust something from the beginning. All right, it's not a bad thing. And like I said, in the end, it'll be fine. And Virgo now, Spirit, thank you very much. It's just, you're stubbing your toe. You're stubbing your toe. You're going to be frustrated, but relax. Like I said, this is the Dreamer's Moon. Try and just take things, go with the flow a little. Take things as they come. Oh, well, Virgos is going to have a lot more success with it, getting through it, right? In fact, they might be, whatever it is that's causing them to change it, the way that they change it might become a representation for other places and other people to mimic and copy. Thank you very much, Spirit. What else do we have for Virgo? There's that Moon card. Something that is being shown to you, something that was, like I said, what I really got, like it's hidden from you. It might have been for your best good, or now's the time. Some of you might be having a surprise party. Just going to say, somebody might be throwing you a surprise party. Either that's a retirement surprise party or your pregnant surprise party. Virgo, you've got a while to go to your birthday. Maybe it's a wedding anniversary. We did just have Valentine's Day, so maybe you couldn't get together, or you didn't want to get together on Valentine's Day because you don't, kind of subscribe to that kind of cheesy or, just forced show of affection. Maybe you want something, like you're the type of person that does things all the time. But some of you definitely might be, or somebody might be proposing to you. I know this is not general message. I have to say that now. Okay, please, Spirit, one more card. Last card for Virgo. Please, can we speed this up a little? All right. Oh, Justice. Whatever. Yeah, Justice. I mean, this is a great Virgo. I'll go into more. Actually, I may not have to go into it. It's just beautiful. All right. Lastly, Capricorn. What do we have, Capricorn? Capricorn. Man. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, Capricorn. What do they need to know, Spirit, for their highest good? Please guide them during this new moon in Pisces. Again, like I mentioned, this is a new moon. So new moon is all about manifesting. What do you desire? Like the full moons are all about reconfiguring what you've been working on to make them work better or more aligned with your goals and desires. This is the time to start, right? Time to start manifesting something. So Capricorn, something's going to force you, I believe, to manifest something new, possibly to change something new. One last card for Capricorn, Spirit. What do you have to share with them during this time? I should have taken that card. Spirit, what do we want to share with our Capricorns during this worm moon, this Pisces new moon, this dreamer's moon? There we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. There's some major arcana here coming up for some of you. All right. Thank you very much, Spirit. All right. So I will start off with the main cards for all Earth signs. We have, like I said, this 9 of Earth. So when it first came out, it did come in reverse. Now, I don't normally read reversals, but I feel like this was a message that's something to do with your finance or creating great abundance for yourself. There's going to be a hiccup. There's going to be a slight delay or something that's causing it. And now why I got like a new regulation, or maybe a new business partner, or a new job. Maybe you literally just started a new job and then somebody offers you one that's a little better, but now you have to, kind of deal with either a relocation, which could definitely be with this 6 of air, like taking you someplace, so relocating. So that's going to cause not only a new investment in property, you might have to break a lease. You'll also have to, you know, there'll always be some supplementation for moves depending on the company you're with, or something like that. Or there could be supplementation, but still, either way, there's a hiccup in what you saw yourself doing. And this may not be in the same sector either. Like, it may be slightly different, which is why you're, as Earth, obviously, you can kind of you probably set out things like, this is how many years I want to be at this level, and I want to make this much. And this is how many years I want to be at this level, and how much I make there. And by this time I want to own a house. By this time I want to own 2 houses. By this time I want to have my car paid off. By this time I want this much in my retirement. Like, you literally kind of have these arbitrary timelines for things that you need to accomplish. So this may be throwing a hiccup in that arbitrary list that you have for yourself. Now, the 4 of Earth, you know, I have not seen this card very often. This is beautiful. Okay, so like I said, I really believe that this has to do with money, or a financial, material sector of your life, or even just the material sector of your life, what you have hold of. Assets, investments, job, money, real estate. Well, I guess that's the same as assets. And so you're living a very, like, what I see here is that you're living a very stable life, and you really want to, you know, hop up to this level of abundance. You're not want for things, but you're the type of person that possibly still also doesn't go out and experience some of those amenities, like taking those vacations you want, or spending those long holidays doing things, because you're just, like I said, you've got those arbitrary lists of how much you need to have in your bank account at a certain time so you can go into retirement and all these things. So instead of enjoying some of these finer things of life, you're holding on to what you have because you're really monitoring what's going on in your life, you know? Like, you have a fine house, but maybe it needs some investing in, but you're just not going to do it because you don't feel like you have the time or the money, you know, to do it at this time. But something is going to force you to reevaluate and look at the way that you've been progressing through your list in an essence. And first off, is asking you, just right now, Spirit is telling you need to find more joy in your life. More value, like the value needs to be more freedom-based. And like, maybe go to a concert every once in a while, or a symphony, or an orchestra. It could be very healing. What this is telling me, what I'm getting off of this right now, it's so interesting. I get different message off of the same cards all the time. This is very much about taking care of your mental and your physical well-being by participating in things that wellness. This is a wellness card. That's what I'm getting. You know how, you know, they call it wellness centers or things like that. I'm definitely getting that there's something that has been lacking as far as your wellness is concerned, and you don't think anything of it because it's not a big deal to you. Like, you just, you know, you're trying to like set down these limitations of how you live life, so that's just not something you feel that you needed or wanted. Like, you're just comfortable where you are, but it's asking you to really take more initiative, to be kind to yourself, to find joyous things to do, kind of explore things, and look through the eyes of childlike enthusiasm is what I'm getting right now for you. But definitely listening to certain kinds of music, or going seeing concerts, can be very therapeutically healing for you at this time. And definitely, like, since this is the Dreamer's Moon, one of the dreams of you might want, like, you're like, I've never had time, but I've really wanted to go see this concert. And it's a practical dream, obviously, because you're practical people. So it's not that you know, you want to become a musician, there's literally something that's on your bucket list of things that you want to do, but it will require you to spend money on it, like to go see someone, and maybe they're only playing in a town that's like 1,000 miles away, so you have to spend money on a hotel and spend money on a trip or a train ride or something, because travel can be involved in wherever this is that you're going. Or maybe there's something connected to your family, like you've always wanted to see where your family grew up, or, you know, visit someone before they die or something like that. There's, you know, a kind of going back to your roots situation, as well as why I mentioned the family member, like something, you know, we just wanted to see, and maybe that is going to Italy or something like that, you know, who knows? Maybe for some of you it's going back to India, just seeing, or Sri Lanka. I mean, there's just something like that that's coming through in the overall message. Oh, I should turn this back upright, because it's not it's not actually reversed. But like I said, so I've covered some of you possibly traveling someplace for a new job, and even though you already got one, it's just a new start. There's a hiccup in progressing too, like if you are hiring a trucking company to transport your things, there might be a hiccup and a delay in either their pickup or their delivery. Something happened, maybe the truck breaks down on the way, and it takes an extra day to find the part or something like that, because they're, you know, stuck in, I don't know, Nebraska, Tennessee, who knows. But what I see, this Four of Earth, is how you're kind of experience life at this moment. This is kind of like where you are for all of you. And something is asking you, it's time to go on a journey, it's time to experience something, it's time to move towards something, obviously outside of your comfort box. It doesn't fit into your arbitrary list. It's asking you to, again, have a childlike enthusiasm about something, and it will, in the end, and this is a long-term card, and I know sometimes earth signs, you want your reward now, you put in the effort and you want it now. It might take some time, because the journey is not only a physical journey, you know, it's an intellectual journey. So you may have to, like I said, this may be a position where you're learning new things or something like that, or it may be a hobby you pick up where you new things, where you're trying to do things on your own and start your own business. Like I said, regulations was in there, so that also possibly caused a hiccup. It is about overcoming it using your intellect. So you may have to learn about the regulation. You may have to learn this new thing. At this new job, you're going to have to take on new tasks and find different ways of communicating data, because maybe they're using a different analytic system that you didn't know. Maybe you have to learn Python or school or R. I mean, there's something out there. And what in the Hintergrund, in the background, what is telling you is there's an opportunity here to take care of your wellness, and it's really about recharging your battery and your energy. And I feel that music is a part of this. Going to see a concert or a symphony or an orchestra or a play where they have those, an opera, even going to a local, possible, like kind of a local dive bar or a local jazz bar. It's just taking time for yourself to reward yourself for, you know, all that you've accomplished so far, because this is very stable. This is something to be proud of. I mean, this card is beautiful, and it's someone who has something to offer. You know, you are someone who has something to offer. So that's really beautiful, Earth signs. I'm just starting off with that. I mean, I think it's like the way the cards just shuffled, like it was so clean and clear. Like the message is just so clean and clear. It doesn't, need or require that much clarification. So I'm going to get you an card of inspiration. And then we're going to go, oh yeah, I've already shuffled. And cleanse the space. This one. I will read directly from the book. And if it does come with a manifestation, I'm going to have you take 3 deep breaths at the end. And then I'm going to read it. And on the last deep or no, take 3 deep breaths, and then on the last deep breath, I want you to close your eyes, and then as I read it, you would repeat back to me, but that's only if it has a mantra. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So this is that healing that I was talking about, that wellness. This is an opportunity where you are going, like some of you might actually be having a mental breakdown, and that's, and if it is someone, it's going to be Capricorns, because I saw the Tower card. But, in general, this is about that time for wellness and doing things to recharge and regenerate your internal battery. And that isn't just your physical body. You need to take care of your mental and spiritual well-being. So, because you're more productive, and the productivity that you create during these times where you are in balance and healed are far more beneficial to the long term of your goals, and because you're all about goals, right? So there we are, Sisterhood of the Rose, 78. All right, I'm going to read it out loud to you. The Sisterhood of the Rose, is it focusing? Okay. The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross-section of ancient lineages, it is a path of devotion and beauty. Walking the path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of all life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering. Spend time admiring her. Creations and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more, and the shift in vibration can be felt. So again, that is that energy that I was talking about with this Fool. Well, there's two energies I was talking about with Fool, but I was getting this wellness, this taking care to nurture yourself, that you need to admire or give yourself the same amount of devotion that you set onto your goals to yourself. Because if you don't, then, like I mentioned, you won't be creating the valued abundance that you could be for your situation. So, surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. This is your inspiration. Now, this isn't an advice card. This is an inspiration card. And I think that fits very well with this Fool, because I think the Fool is a lot of inspiration as well. Like I said, this childlike, you know what I said. I'm like, I can't believe I'm forgetting what I said right now. Enthusiasm, this childlike enthusiasm. So inspiration, enthusiasm. Like there's something, and like I said, it goes a little bit against kind of your natural being about dreams, but don't fight it during this time. Go with the flow of it. Your dreams will be more penetrating, and just see them as not having to be rational, but see them as beneficial. Like you need them in order to truly fulfill the full potential of your growth. Or else, if you don't have dreams, how do you expand? So during this time, again, just try and be more attentive to the flow of life, and don't dismiss certain things as unobtainable as you normally would, because there's not a strategic plan in order to achieve it. That hiccup in the road might be you getting lost one day Like your head's in your phone and you take a wrong turn somewhere and you discover something beautiful. You know, maybe you were set out on a date and they ended up standing you up, but they brought you to this bar that you've never been before and they're playing live music, you know, like something. All right. It's all about the journey. It's all about the journey right now for you. There's something very journey driven, and it could be finding yourself. For Capricorn, I'm seeing it's finding your self-love. There's some of you, I think you might be getting proposed to, but it's just, yeah. This is really kind of great energy. If you accept this kind of energy into your life right now, it's very beautiful. If you fight it, it's going to be very tumultuous. All right, thank you very much, my earth signs. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate any support that you give this channel and myself. Also, I am going to go into the individual readings right now, so go ahead and check the description box and click on the appropriate link. And don't forget the short meditation at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, Taurus, you are first up. Thank you for joining me. We have the messenger of air. I'm going to put the two airs right next to each other because I feel like doing that. We have the messenger of air, and we have a queen of air, and then we have a 5 of fire. Okay, so for some of you, this move that is causing a hiccup is you currently work for someone that you don't want to work with or work for. And there is an opportunity to work for someone new. And I think that's that opportunity. And this could be, like I said, for somebody, this is literally a new job that you just got and you realize it is not going to work. That it has become more frustrating, and you have to, I'm getting arguments out of this, especially with this queen of air. She can be very argumentative. She can be wise as well, and very cutthroat, but very argumentative with that cutthroatness. Like there's a beauty to her, but there's also a warning label that needs to come with the queen of air. And you are literally getting an opportunity, like somebody is seeking you out. I don't know, job hunters, or a friend of yours may say, hey, listen, there's a position here, you should totally apply for it. And it seems like you'll get it. But again, in order to get it, you have to have a different view set. Like if you go in for your interview, definitely go in with a little bit of self-humility and, intrigue. Like this is something that you're interested in, that you're showing active, interest in, as it's a new opportunity. And, maybe you're willing to take a bit, not a pay cut, but you're willing not to take a raise, because it just seems like the situation that you're in right now is becoming too confrontational. And that's what I'm getting out of this. Now, and it's weird because most of the time I get the fact that I get a kind of a story that like all these are all these fires, like when they at workplaces, it's like you put out one fire after another. That's how I'm seeing it. And then this person is able to just, be so confident and so filled with skill and talent and mindfulness that they turn them into butterflies. There's just these fires, they don't even need to be put out because they didn't get to the point where they actually penetrated anything to cause a fire. But I'm just getting with this section of people with you, Taurus, I'm getting that things are getting very confrontational where you're at, and a new opportunity is going to present itself. Obviously, like I said, it's going to come through a message. It could be a recruiter, it could be a friend, or you could get a notification for a job on LinkedIn or something like that. Like you could, a notification like, oh, this is right. I don't see this being okay. Some of you might be having issues with your mother. Not gender specific. You may live with your mother, and that is also why it's time to move out. And she is controlling in this sense. very controlling. Like you hide in your room to protect yourself from her. And these are all your guides and your protection from kind of, yeah, the overbearingness that your mother can create. Now, you may move in with a friend of yours. Like this is an opportunity to move in with a friend of yours. They're going to say, hey, you know, I've been looking at this new apartment. Do you want to also? And obviously you have to get a job for that to happen. Or you may already have a job, but it's just not, you know, it's not one to support you on your own. But it is enough. And, you know, if you just, I think even like take sometimes, if you take the step to basically, if you force yourself to put more burdens on you financially, you always find a way to meet the challenge, you know? So you may be like staying at home may be keeping you in this state because you are not pushed or motivated or forced to expand or into a different field or ask for a raise. But moving out on your own and having certain responsibilities promotes and reinforces this new attitude about your position and your independence. So I've got 2 messages coming through there. I also got to say, this candle is smelling really good today. It's really strong. Also, you may be actively out there looking for a new opportunity in places. You also may be seeking counsel for depression. And depression can take different forms. It could be self-inflicting pain. It could be kind of a bipolarness, possibly. Because maybe some days you feel like this, and then some days you feel like this, like you feel like the child, and then some days you feel like the adult. I mean, all in all, this card is still beautiful to me. It is telling me that no matter what the situation is that is causing the disruption and the battles and the confrontations, you will overcome them. That all this is a good move. I think all of it is literally guided too. Like you need to go through this experience. Whether it is moving away from your family, or whether it is taking a new job in a new place, or whether it is standing up for yourself in your place of work because you feel like you are being bullied. You know, either way, this will lead to a new you and a outcome that benefits your own personal growth. And it could force you to take time away, you know, like it may be a forced arbitration or whatever that you, and you're like, okay, I now have to attend and that will be a good thing for you because you've been putting it a lot off because you're too stubborn to do it, right, Taurus? Now it's very interesting too, as Taurus energy, that you're in this case you're feeling like you're bullied. But I mean, I really feel like that's more of a family situation. I don't feel like, too much of it's happening in the workplace. Well, no, I do feel that for some of you because there's like I said, the boss that is very confrontational for some of you. But yeah, I get that there's a new opportunity for either moving out or moving to a new job, finding a new boss, moving in with friends, and you are going to do a lot more self-work on yourself because you're gonna be able to overcome these as they come, these obstacles, right? All right, Taurus, I'm going to give you advice from Spirit. What do they want to let you know? Some advice from Spirit. See, this is the same thing. It's so clean. Like there's not a card that's popping out. I'm going to try this way. Oh, there's something here. Yep. Haha. This is the new moon in Capricorn. So another earth sign is trying to tell you, this is a new, okay, come on, focus. There we go. Step up and lead. Oh, it focused and then it didn't. So new moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. I like that there's a lot of green in this and nature, since the inspirational message for you was about getting out in nature. You may live next to some mountains. You may move where there are mountains, you know, where you can see the stars much better. And with the green, I'm also getting heart chakra work. So this is really kind of that wellness I was talking about, you know? I mean, look at these two cards together. It's almost even that green and that moon color. Very, very nice. Very nice. All right, I'm going to read from the book. And at the end, if it has a manifestation on it, then we will, I will again ask you to take 3 deep breaths before we go into it. And on the 3rd breath, you will close your eyes, and you can either repeat after me out loud or to yourself. But let's just start with the advice. The good news is that you know what you want. Always, right, Taurus? And on some level, you know how to get it. Step up and know that you're the boss of your own life. So again, I was getting that real confrontational energy with somebody, either your mother or at your work, and, you know, real confrontational, bully, micromanager type energy. And this whole message is about, you know, you finding a new job or you finding a new place to live, and, you know, really finding a comfort zone with people who you choose to be around. A new, more disciplined approach is needed, or a new plan. Strategy is called for. This card reminds you that ambition isn't a dirty word. Whatever you want to create in your life, there's no such thing as too big a goal, but break your plans into smaller, achievable pieces. Slow and steady wins the race. Release any blocks to success. Now, this is telling me that there's a level of comfort where you are, and the fact that this 9 of Earth is here tells me that there can be success, but because Spirit was telling me to read it a little bit this way, is that right now there is an inability, there's a blockage to achieve this, right? Basically, in the sense that I said there's a hiccup. All right, just so you know, the new moon in Capricorn takes place when the sun and the moon are on the same degrees in Capricorn. So we did just have Capricorn energy back in January. Yes. It knows that often we come with a plan or leave in defeat. So with this, I'm going to have you take 3 deep breaths. First, deep in and out. Second breath in. Release out. Now I want you to close your eyes as you breathe in. Release that last breath and repeat after me. The harder I work, the luckier I get. The harder I work, the luckier I get. The harder I work, the luckier I get. Now, Taurus, I know this makes more sense to you, and that's none of this is bad, but work smart, don't work hard. And life isn't all about the material success. But I know this can be very inspirational to you. I know that for you, this is very important. And so I'll take that with a grain of sand and try not to dissuade you into any other forms of being. But your advice is just, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And I think what I'm getting also is intention is part of that. So the intention to accomplish things is also a form of working hard. you know, because it starts with intention. And this is the new moon for manifestation. So, I mean, what I think is more important is what this is saying is believe in yourself, you know, because it says step up and lead, which is all just about believing in yourself, and you can do it. And like I said, sometimes you need to, in order to make the money you want, you need to start living the life that reflects that. And it kind of forces you and pushes you into, you know, completing it or performing it, and accomplishing it, right? All right, Taurus, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, again, like, share, or subscribe. Comment. Let me know if you didn't like it, if you do like it, if you resonated with it, if you didn't resonate with it. You might have some Capricorn also in your chart. Check out where that is, because if it is in Jupiter, which talks about luck, this definitely may resonate more with you. Also, don't forget the short meditation at the end of this video. Again, love and light, my beautiful Tauruses. All right, thank you. Welcome back, my Virgos. This is your portion of the reading. Now, I got to say, this is really gorgeous stuff. I mean, the moon, justice, and the 6 of fire. So I'm just going to start where I left off when I immediately saw it. And I'm talking about, like, when I was dealing cards, like, not finding the moon, that something is being hidden for you and it's for your own good. So right now, I'm starting off with the fact that somebody may be proposing to you. Now, the moon is ruled by both Cancer and Pisces. That may be a reference for you. And justice is Libra. So that may mean something to you. But what I'm seeing is this could really be kind of that soulmate energy for some of you. This is card 1111. And the 6 of fire is, you know, achievement. It's conquering something. It is victory. And now the victory in this may be that you wanted this person to propose, or you wanted to propose, and they did propose, or they did say yes, or they will say yes. So you're either keeping this from someone, or someone is keeping this from you, depending on which side of the engagement spectrum you are on. Now, again, that's not gender specific. You could be a non-gendered conform couple. You can be a man and a woman, but the woman wants to propose. This is, you know, it's nowadays, it's whatever relationships work, you know, judging other people, whatever works for them. And I think that's the beautiful thing, what people need to understand about relationships. There's no conformity in them. But I just see this as something that this achievement, this victory is in your favor. Also, some of you, whoever, like this, a small portion of you, if you are involved in any kind of legal suit at this point in time, it's going to come out in your favor. So if, like I said earlier, regarding there might be a new regulation or a hiccup, like there might be a hiccup to something that is causing you to have to reassess and reevaluate the progress of your project. It might have to do with a legal aspect, and regulations are legal, whether they're labor, land, or tax-based. It will work out in your favor. In the end, you either won't have to pay back retroactively or something like that. I'm getting that for some reason, so I'll obviously say it. But you'll just have, you know, you'll be required to participate in that, in the structure going forward, because it might have been something that wasn't stated clearly enough in a contract, is what I'm getting. Like it was a hidden detail or something, and it's ruled in your favor. And it'll be a good victory. You might even, like, somebody might owe you money in the end. Also, for those of you who have to move because of a new opportunity, it's saying that you will get out. You won't be held responsible for getting out of your contract. Like most developers are required to allow for people to break leases if they get a legitimate job offer that requires them to relocate, because, you know, they benefit from that just as much sometimes as instead of losing. Now, some of you might have Cancer, Pisces, or Libra in your chart as well. This is just a reconfirmation that whatever you are working towards and on and the mission that you're set forward for yourself, this dream that you have. And I love that the 2-6 is here, that you have victory coming. Now I love, like, both of them are the ships flying through the air. Now this has a hot air balloon on the top. This is just flying, free floating. These all look like albatrosses. I mean, they're seagulls, but we can think of them as albatrosses because I think that's a lot more poetic. And these ones are surrounded by other balloons. But they're leading and charging the way, you know? Wait, is that the back of the ship? Oh no, it has to, no, it doesn't have to be the front. Huh. Very interesting. This looks like the keel of the ship, actually. Not the bow. Or no, the stern. The stern. Again, if any of you are boat people, please comment in below and let me know where I'm at. I mean, this is very clear. I mean, this looks very clear that that's the front and it's headed forward, you know? This one looks more like it's headed away. I mean, still towards something, but away. So just different angles of the same ship as it journeys through during the day and at sunset or sunrise, depending on how you look at it. I see sunset right now. I see midday in the middle of a possible oncoming storm, like late 3 or 4 o'clock and off the ocean, you know, when humidity and precipitation are a little bit higher. And this, you know, it's almost like coming home, you know, like sunset's something about coming home. Because during the morning, you always leave to go to work, and at night, in the sunsets, you're coming home to enjoy. So there's something very coming home about this. Like you left, and now you're finally finding your home. And I think that's the other thing. The place that you could be moving, you had no idea that it was going to offer this kind of happiness, you know, but it's where you belong. You're finding out it's where you are supposed to be, where you deserve to be. And there's just a huge victory coming across in this for you. Because these are all about foundations, right? You know, the foundation of where you were. And so much of this is about, you know, this air energy, this fire energy, and this water energy. It's all the other ones about flowing down the stream or flying through the skies. I mean, they all have wings, you know, they stand on the precipice of a institution in an essence, and they conquer it. The Justice also has the moon behind it. I think that's very this news, this opportunity may come by the full moon. I think it's in work. It's going to be in work during the crescent, and then by the full moon, you're going to get some feedback, some news, or someone's going to contact you, or that's when someone's going to officially offer, you know, like say, yes, we've decided on you and you got the offer. I feel, yeah, I mean, it's not long away. 11 and 18. So it might be, I don't know when the next full moon is, if it's on the 11th or 18th. I know I was thinking not this month, but next month. But I think that's way too... Or it might be not the next full moon, but the one after that. 2 full moons away, since there's 2 of them here. Might be 2 full moon cycles. All right. I mean, I saw, you know, the engagement message. Also, there possibly a party... or you may be attending a surprise party. I mean, the next season coming, I mean, the closest season for the next big party that's showing me here is Cancer season, but that is also not till June. I mean, unless it's literally Pisces season, which is pretty much going on, like, as we speak. Well, yeah, almost there are going on. So, and the next, actually, you know what? I can double check to see, just a second. I'm being John to double check this. I want to see what specifically. Okay, Jupiter and Leo. No, this is Jupiter and Leo. So Leo season is farther away than Cancer season. But basically, yes, I'm getting that there is possibly a surprise party that maybe you're also attending, and there's something, I don't know what happens there, but some justice, some kind of sense of justice. And it's so funny, I wanted to use that word without remembering that this justice card was here. So maybe a kind of reconciliation is what I'm getting for some reason. Or maybe somebody that you have been in conflict with invites you to this party as a reconciliation. I'm not sure if you'll go, I'm not sure, but you will retain power over the situation for certain. I don't think there's any messages. I just see justice coming in for you and a victory on its way. For those of you who are getting engaged, congratulations. For those of you celebrating a retirement or a new job or a wedding anniversary, or just that you don't have to be married, but an anniversary in general, congratulations. I see it really beautiful and a real soulmate energy out of this. All right. And again, time frames, look for something within the next two full moon cycle. And again, for signs, those that could be involved or the confirmation wise, Pisces, Cancer, and Libra. All right, I am going to get you some advice. I don't know what advice you need out of this, so I'm guessing it's going to focus on a different aspect of your life. But I will get an advice card from the universe. Just one moment. I have to go grab something. All right, so let us get your advice card, Virgo. All right, so we have the last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Practice gratitude. Okay, so this is definitely some good advice, because I think the fact that I've got so much victory here coming in from you, for you, so much justice, that being, humble is a real, it's a real art to master, being humble and not being overtly obtuse and disrespectful about all the goodness that's coming into your life. Because as though we deserve all that goodness, other people may be going through something that we are unaware of, and by flaunting and kind of gawking around like our own self validation, we really need to be more, as humans, we need to be acknowledged a little bit more that we are not living in a bubble. There are people around us, and we need to be respectful of all these people. And being braggadocious is not a healthy behavior in general. You didn't get here on your own, whatever this victory is, and you won't move through life as on your own. We all have people who have stepped up and helped us all out at certain times, and let's just be gracious and grateful for all the support and all the good luck and the victories that come in for us. Because I see, maybe a friend of yours is breaking up with their lover while you're getting married. You just don't want to shove it in their face, all right, practice gratitude. This is the last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Now, do I see a chakra? No, I do not. Now, first off, this may be a confirmation for any of those who are actually dealing with a Sagittarius, or you yourself may have a Sagittarius sun or rising sign. Virgo. All right, so just a little information about the last quarter moon in Sagittarius. It takes place when the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Sagittarius. So Pisces is the new moon during this time period. I think that's, you know, I'm not going to say coincidental, but I think it's just a little bit of confirmation that this is a good time for manifesting. The good news is that even though you have some issues that need tackling, they're nothing that you can't manage. More good news is that the best way for you to clear the air and reach a breakthrough right now, so you can get your life to go the way you wished it to, is to have a good old-fashioned laugh. It's all too easy to take life too seriously. This card urges you to take a lighter approach to life if you want to manifest your dreams. Again, this is all about the manifesting time, and like I mentioned, Pisces, the sign. I know this is not, actually no, this, again, I said it might be Pisces season, so, you know, the sun could be in Pisces, there's suns in Pisces. And like it says, I mean, this is just, what do I want to say? It's not just confirmation, it's reinforcing that good things are going to happen to you, and continue to be thankful for them, because it's all things that you wanted. You know, it's things that you probably already manifested into your life, and now they're coming to you. And I mean, Sagittarius is a traveler as well, a very joyous energy. Can kind of always find the brighter side to a situation, or don't bother finding a lesser side to a situation. You like won't go down a rabbit hole. So I think that's also very positive energy for the way that you experience. Like, this is obviously advice. So as you go through this time of great victory and achievement, it's just most likely asking you to obviously not take life too seriously. And like this, like I said before, this childlike enthusiasm is what I was getting from this Fool card, and this well-being, like taking care of yourself and not being so strict with yourself, you know. And I think having a laugh, maybe it's a comedy show, but that you're going to as well. But this is all very, I mean, like I said, yours is just so clear and beautiful. Not much you can't say when victory doesn't shine its head. All right, so we are at the manifestation, or the mantra, or the affirmation time. So I'm going to ask that you take 3 deep breaths, and on the last breath you're going to close your eyes, and then afterwards you're either going to repeat it verbally with me or just to yourself. All right, so let's start. Breathe in and out. Slow your heart down. Breathe in. Exhale. Now breathe in and close your eyes. And release. Now repeat after me. Life loves me and I love life. Life loves me and I love life. Life loves me and I love life. All right, Virgo, that is your reading and your advice. I hope it goes well. I think it goes well with the overall reading and a little bit of the inspiration that we have here. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support, and go ahead and comment if you do know what the back end of a ship is called, and if you are going to a party or get engaged, congratulations, let me know as well. And there's a short meditation at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much, Capricorn, for returning to me. We have love, we have the Tower, and we have the King of Water. So Gemini energy, definitely. Ooh, I tend to forget what the Tower energy is. It's Mars energy, that's why. So it's just, active energy, very proactive, kinetic energy. That's what I want to say, kinetic. All right, the Tower, so Gemini and Mars. Mars rules Aries. I don't remember the other planets, but so that could be associated either as far as your rising sign or your sun sign. Also, with this deck, the Good Tarot. Now, even though the 6 is Gemini, because love, there are Leo symbols on the pillars, and this lion is very Leo to me. So I throw in Leo in there as well, if those are relevant signs that you're dealing with, because, yeah, it's just, I feel it. Now, this is the exact opposite of our Virgos. Something is going to shake up in your love life. For some of you, this is going to be a breakup, and that is what's causing you to kind of move out on your own, and it's going to change your financial situation. It will actually change it for the better. Some of you will be surprised at that. And it's causing you to basically start new, a new fresh beginning. So there is possibly a divorce or a breakup, or the worst case scenario, you become a widow. Now, for some of you, that may be where the financial benefits come from, because perhaps there's a life policy insurance on there, or the death was due to no fault of their own, and you are now receiving legal returns on it. But this is causing you, again, to go on a new journey. This tower moment that's shaking up your foundation. And the reason I'm getting in relation to someone you loved, obviously, is because of the Lover's card. So this is a partner. And death, I'm sorry to say, it could definitely be with a Tower, not just a divorce. Now, there's two ways to look at this. This King of Water could be the partner that you're losing, or it could be what comes out of this. Because there's maybe somebody that's dying here, but even if the person did not die and you are going through a separation, that is still a loss. So you may have to go through the stages of grief. And if there's anyone who can handle that with poise and maturity, emotional maturity, it is the King of Water. So this may be the type of energy that you need to utilize in order to get through this very tumultuous phase in your life. Because, what it's saying is no matter what, there is still love out there. You are, one, protected by your guides, obviously. You may also have an animal that you look to for comfort. But the most important thing is there is still love in your life. You have people to support you. And I think this card helps you understand that you're not alone. And I love this. The way this fish just is attracted, it calls to it. Oh, hello, fish. And people will want to help you. I just am warning you, need to try and accept their help, okay? Now, you may not want to be around people during certain times, and there are definitely certain people that you should not let into your energy sphere if they do not have your best interest in mind. I am getting called to kind of ask for clarification if there's any bad energy juju around you, because this is a very emotional one. Now, it's going to take time to go through this and to process through this. It could definitely could take up to 10 months, because I'm seeing the difference between 6 and 16 as 10 months. I don't mean as in, 10 months and you're over it. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the stages of grief to fully come back to this representation of who you were in the relationship or in the marriage and the who you were outside of it, like combining those two types of identity as you move through this process, this new beginning, this new start, you know, shaking the foundation. It could take up to 10 months for you just to kind of get that stability back under your feet. Please, Spirit, guides, guardians, and angels, can you give me guidance regarding the people, the surrounding people? Is there, I don't want to say people to avoid, but how does Virgo need to handle social interactions? How does Virgo need to handle the social aspect of their life? Please, Spirit, guides, guardians, angels, guide them for their highest good. Oops, sorry. How do they need to approach the social situations and circumstances as they process this grief? Please, guides, guardians, angels. What do our Capricorns need to know? Capricorn moons need to know to answer this question. Please, Spirit. Do not be shy. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. You got the soulmate partner here. And then you got the Chariot in reverse. So what normally you try and like speed through or plow through and just like go charging into it, you need to be a little bit more thoughtful. So regarding your social interactions with people, take it one day at a time. Take it not just one day at a time. Don't treat all the interactions the same as you just don't want to see people or that you do want to see people. You need to take each individual possible engagement from outsiders on their own like merit. You need to treat them each differently. And what I'm seeing as well is being with people is you need to be honest and open and free with your emotions. Like when they ask you how you're feeling, if you're having a bad day, you see, I'm having a really hard day, a really hard time getting through this. I am feeling this emotion and I need you to respect my space or my feelings. Now this isn't a communication card in the essence of it, but because I see this, the water flowing out of her body, which is emotions, it's just all about honesty during this, especially regarding your emotions. And the way to communicate that best during this time is verbally, not with eyes, not body language, not with silence, with words. So with the Chariot in reverse and that, I'm seeing the way to go through this grief is definitely each case-by-case basis. And when it is a case-by-case basis, you need to be honest and open about how you're feeling at that time. State the emotion and make sure that they accept that. Now, for others of you, the exact opposite direction. This new path that you're taking, this rock in your path that you either trip on or something, it might be the fact that you have been given this opportunity to go create this new life, and right before you head out on your path, you meet pretty much your soulmate. And you're like, oh crap, great. What do? Do I ask them to come with me? Do I just forget about it? Or do I try to forget about it? Do I ignore it? Yeah, basically, you know, it's like, what do I do? What do I do in this situation? So I think the same applies to you, for each of you, case by case, whatever works for you. Some of you may want to be honest and like ask the person, whether they want to come with you. And some of them might say yes, some of them might say no. And the others of you will be like, let's try this at a distance for a while, you know, and then see where it goes. And we can see if one of us wants to move. But it's a real shock. And again, the same applies. Like 10 months, you guys might be dating distance-wise for 10 months and then see where it goes. But this is a real, honest commitment of emotional support and trust is what this relationship is. It's very healthy. And no matter which way you take it, whether you seek distance or you go together, it is still healthy. It is exactly the type of relationship that both of you are interested in at that time. And in fact, it could actually help you grow in both ways. It forces you, like I said, sometimes you have to, you have to live the life. You have to force a life upon yourself that you want to live in order to adapt to it. And for you, and then some of you, like the distance is perfect. It takes time to grow, you know. Sometimes you need space in order to truly understand someone, and open, honest communication before you throw your whole heart into it. But what I'm seeing is either way, like this relationship, that the one I'm talking about now, not the other one, but the relationship that gets kind of like thrust upon you, just thrown in your path, like literally you might trip into them on the street, or your bike, you run into them with your bike, I don't know. Something, but it just shakes your foundation as well. I mean, love can shake your foundation just as much as loss can. All right, for others of you, I feel this is real low. The place where some of you are moving is going to be next to the ocean. And it's going to be a beautiful ocean that you're connected to. And I feel like you're really going to connect to it. Like this going out in nature, kind of this wellness, like that is like your move to the ocean is that sense of wellness that you've been missing. Like some of you may have never lived next to the ocean before, and so you didn't know you were missing it because you never experienced it. But you realize that is where you belong, that's your home. And, you know, this whole situation is just not what you expected it to be. And that kind of wellness that it brings in you, it was a dream that you never knew you, like, you maybe even said it, like, before the kid, like, oh, I always have dreams about visiting the ocean or living on the ocean, and then you finally get the opportunity to, but it's not an ocean that you visited before, you know, it's not a vacation ocean. But it just becomes a part of who you are. You don't know what you would do without it type thing. Yeah, I'm getting very cleansing. Like I have chills. Like it's just very like cleansing. You want to sit there and smell the salt. You want to feel the salt on your skin, in your hair, your toes in the sand. Work the dead skin off your feet by walking in it, taking your animals to the beach with you. Like you might even start doing those polar dives or whatever, that cold water winter diving. I'm not sure. But I'm for some reason I'm also seeing it's a colder type beach area than it is a warm type beach area. Although I'm also getting this could, like, beach-wise water, it could be just a large body of water that maybe it's brackish, not as salty, but just the sound of the water as well, and the wind off the water, and the type of atmosphere it creates. I'm getting that it's where, yeah, you're in love with where you are, is what I'm saying. What I'm getting most. It's balance, like, because even the 6 is in the middle of the card. I just feel balance out of it. It balances you. Balances you. And not in the earth sense of stability. in the emotional sense of livelihood, right? All right, so Capricorn, I am just going to get your advice card before closing off and sending you off to the meditation. Please, for Capricorn, what do we, I'm going to take them both. Oh, nope, there's 3 of them. Taking that one. I didn't even look at the other ones. Oh, I think this is beautiful, Capricorn, for you. Okay, it's the first quarter moon in Taurus, and it says release control. And I think, like, that's what I'm getting with this water feeling. Just, it's so healing, it's so nurturing, so balancing. It'll help you release control. And same thing for love. Like, you can't control love. I mean, it is the people who try to, like, I had to learn this lesson that when you tell yourself, well, logically, I shouldn't be feeling this way because they have this, and this characteristic and trait or whatever, or they've done this kind of thing. Love doesn't care about logic. I think this is a perfect metaphor for the dreamer's moon, because dreams don't care about logic either. It's not about logic. It is the antithesis to logic. You have to accept emotions as real, true feelings that you are feeling. Don't try to rationalize or compartmentalize. All right? So I am going to read the first quarter moon in Taurus, and it does have a chakra associated with it. So I will also tap into that energy. And just a little bit about the first quarter moon in Taurus. It takes place when the sun is in Aquarius. All right. So Aquarius season might be, we just passed through Aquarius season, so that might resonate with some of you. Again, this is a Taurus card as well. So Taurus may be an additional sign that is relevant to you, either in your chart or possibly in this other person's chart. So what in your life are you trying just a bit too hard to do? What are you absolutely stuck on, to the point where you won't even entertain other ideas? You need to release your grip on life. Whatever you want, release it to the universe and trust that the universe will come back to you with whatever is for your highest good. If you're feeling possessive about someone or something, your challenge now is to live and let live. In a financial situation, self-worth is the key. Avoid get-quick-rich schemes. I think that's perfect just as a general advice message for Capricorn. Now, obviously, for those getting a divorce, I think this is really good advice. Also, those in new love, don't try and force the situation. Like I said, some of you, like, you just got this opportunity to go somewhere. You might ask them to come with you. They might say no. You might say, listen, I'm, moving. I really like you, though. Can we just, keep this up as a distance? And, that may or may not work. But don't try and control the outcome. Let it kind of progress as it needs to progress. And for those of you grieving, do not force your grief. Like, don't force through the 7 stages of grief, right? Like that Chariot card was there. Take it day by day and, each individual case by case. Don't just plow through, okay? Now I am going to ask that you take 3 deep breaths. On your last breath, you are going to close your eyes, and then afterwards you can either repeat after me out loud or to yourself. Now I want you to start taking your deep breath. Deep breath in. Release out. One more time. Now on your last breath, close your eyes and deep breath out. Now repeat after me. Energies of the first quarter moon in Taurus, thank you for showing me that all my needs are taken care of. Energies of the first quarter moon in Taurus, thank you for showing me that all my needs are taken care of. Energies of the first quarter moon in Taurus, Thank you for showing me that all my needs are taken care of. And now the last bit of information I want to bring to your attention is this chakra right here, which is our root chakra. So, you know, really be attentive to creating a state, like as you go through this, as either you go through loss or you go through a divorce, or you're experiencing a new love, or you are going through a recent move, you know, relocation. Find some bit of peace, some either material piece of something, or some individual piece of something, or a belief that keeps you grounded, that you can revert back to in times where you're feeling shaken, and just take a moment to reconnect with that, and know that you're still part of this earth and part of this collective. All right? Thank you very much. Don't forget the short meditation after this. And if you enjoyed, please like, share, subscribe, and comment if you so choose. Love and light, my lovely Capricorns. Now take a deep breath in, deep, pure